Good evening, everyone.
Straighten up.
This is something that we're starting new. This was actually Felicia's idea, in that we're going to have committee meetings from departments to let you guys know what's in the hopper with most of them right now. Tonight, we're starting with Street Department, and Kurt, sir, you are up.
Sir. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So, first thing I wanted to talk about a little bit about is we're nearing, I guess we're right at our first year anniversary on our new facility out there. And that has gone very well for us. We're very happy out there. We a lot more space, and it very evident that during this past winter storm event that we had, that was probably one of definitely the most heaviest our biggest snow event, longest snow event since I've been here. But just having that extra space where we could get equipment in there and then work on the equipment and be able to, change out like plow blades and so forth, and service the trucks and store the materials and so forth that we were spreading out on the streets made a huge difference. That was we were out there working the streets on snow removal for pretty much a week solid, running 2 shifts, 12-hour shifts, 24/7. Just kind of give you some little rundown on some of the numbers on that. We went through about $40,000 worth of materials during that event, and that includes the plow blades, which those wear out. The salt that we put out on the roads, and as well as the sand, and we had about close to 1,500 hours of overtime. So it was at least twice what our typical winter storm event, as far as cost. But hopefully we won't have another one of those this year, or next year, or the year after. Anyway. I kind of wanted to start out and go over, we've got a lot of money that is earmarked for some of these RDOT projects that we've partnered with them, and a lot of these projects, or most of them actually, that I'm going to talk about here. We've got 4 main RDOT projects, and 3 of those were actually in place when I started working here for the city of Conway back in 2019. And it seems like every year, RDOT's schedule for these is next year. And of course, it's been, it's kind of frustrating, because I know people, and y'all probably get questions, but these are projects where RDOT pretty much takes total control over the design, property acquisition, utility relocation, everything, and we have very little, really no control over timing on these projects, other than when it does let, we have to have the money available. And they expect I get payment on these projects, when the project is actually let. Our share of it. So I'm going to go through them real quick, and if y'all have any questions about them, stop me anytime, and I'd be happy to try to answer them. But so probably the first of these projects that's going to happen is the Dave, I would guess, the Dave Ward improvements from Harkrider to I-40. They are in the property acquisition phase on that project. I know that that project involves widening Dave Ward between Harkrider and I-40 to 6 lanes, median divided. It's going to cause some access challenges, I guess, down through there, and they've done some things, incorporated some things into their design, a back road that goes back around behind Casey's and services some of those, particularly Casey's, to allow truck traffic to get in and out of there. And but they are in the property acquisition phase on that. Right now, it is scheduled to let early next year, which it 27. I believe it was May of 27. The next one, I'm going to go out of order here. I don't know if y'all have got my list here, that I kind of some notes, but the next one that's probably going to let after that is going to be the Dave Ward East section, that extension of 286 on down to Mayor Lane, East German, and improvements to that signalized intersection, which will become a roundabout. I believe that one also is scheduled for next year, 27 or May of 27. But they're in I think the final utility relocation stages on that, and have started property acquisition on that one as well. You know, the big one that keeps getting pushed back, and it's actually part of that. Well, let me go back. Let me back up real quick. That Dave Ward, the 286 Mayor Lane intersection, that project, it's a 20% match on our part. So we've actually committed to 20% of the cost of that. Now, the last estimate that I had from them, it was a $5 million project, so we're looking at $1 million. I anticipate it's going to be more than that because they generally are. But I'm guesstimating that it's going to be our share will be a $1.2 to $1.5 million commitment on that one. The Dave Ward Hark Rider I-40, and then also the Hark Rider Oak to Bruce, those are kind of they're a package deal, and our commitment for that was $7 million for the both of those projects. And based on the cost of those projects, that's actually going to be a heck of a deal for us, because those are going to be very expensive projects, and we're not responsible for any of the overruns on those. The other project that we've got going with them right now are the improvements to the Hark Rider and Robbins intersection. That's been a long, drawn-out affair. I went back through some of the correspondence on that. You know, we initially requested their assistance back in 2010, and that project is it's grown. RDOT, initially, we requested just a signal improvements to that, to replace that span wire signal system. They came back and said, no, we're gonna have to raise the grade and make this a safer crossing. And so the project has gotten a lot more expensive than initially planned. The holdup on that project right now is an agreement with the railroad. The UP and I have not had a whole lot of direct dealings with, well, in fact, I've had 0 direct dealings with UP. I have had some dealings with their consultant, but even RDOT is dealing with their consultant on this project, and most of my dealings have been through RDOT. But the bottom line is they're wanting the city to enter into a maintenance agreement on this signal. And we don't have any kind of existing maintenance agreements on any of their signals. Now, I've been told in a roundabout way, no pun intended, but that the maintenance agreement would essentially be a fixed, well, it would start out a fixed fee that would be adjusted every year, but somewhere in the neighborhood of $30,000 a year that we would owe UP. The problem with that, and I've been working with Mr. Finkenbinder on reviewing the agreement and everything, they don't really spell any of that out in the agreement. There's a lot of details. What they've done is they've taken an old agreement that didn't require the city or whoever to actually enter into that agreement, and they've just added the fact that we're responsible for the cost. But anyway, we're still trying to hammer that out. Finally they told me, say, why don't you propose a value? And I did, 0. And that's what we're waiting on. They're considering it. So we'll see where that goes. But anyway.
Yes, sir. Correct me if I'm wrong. And realistically, there's not anything on a Conway street being done. This is all RDOT and the railroad.
They are, so what they're doing is they're replacing those panels on the railroad. You're right, the main improvements are on Harkrider, which is a state highway. But RDOT is putting a crosswalk in there, and they're having to extend those panels in order to get that sidewalk across there. And the sidewalk does extend a little bit onto street right-of-way, but the railroad improvements, there's no city property between the railroad and the state highway. So that's kind of been a frustrating ordeal.
When you're talking about panels, what are you,
Those, they're replacing them right now. That's what they're doing the work down here on, they're the, if you go over a crosswalk, they're like these concrete panels. Yeah, the railroad goes from like the gravel and the wood cross ties to these concrete panels.
Okay.
But anyway, those are the RDOT projects, and I've pretty much used up all my time talking about those, and I apologize. We've got several projects going on. I'm going to run through these real quick. Our Connect Conway project is moving forward. We had some really good meetings, coordination meetings last week with our consultants. Plans are at 60-90% complete, and they've started right-of-way acquisition on that. Salem Road improvements from College to Dave Ward. We just got the last piece of that we needed property acquisition-wise, so our consultant will be submitting 100% plans to RDOT on that, and we should be able to get that one started later this year. The College Bridge over Tucker Creek, that's another one that Metro Plan funded project, and we're at 90%, I think, on that one as well, and we're looking for final right-of-way plans to start right-of-way acquisition on that one. Salem and Meadow Lake Roundabout, we've got one little parcel that we need, and I think we've been working, trying to secure that, and then we'll be ready to advertise that. The East German and Oak Street intersection, that one we bid recently. In fact, I think it was the last council meeting I was here, and y'all approved awarding that. We have awarded that. We've signed the contracts and are scheduling a pre-construction meeting, so that will start. We've got a couple of potential drainage projects that we're looking at. One, we completed a drainage study on Centennial Creek here a year or so ago, and there was a list of proposed improvements on that, and we're looking at maybe implementing some of that. And then we just recently, the end of the year, received our 2025 pavement assessment, and we're in the middle of our spring overlay season right now. We've just recently paved Exchange, Enterprise, and Fleming, and we'll be starting on Robbins and South German here next week, next week. And then we'll move on. We've got Hogan, College to Dave Ward that we're going to do, and then South Amity, and then I believe some streets over in St. John's. And then one final thing, we've got our alley improvement project that we've actually, there between Court and Chestnut, that we've advertised for bids, and that bid's on March 31st. And we've got a one final thing I want to mention. We're looking at lots of different sidewalk improvement projects, but we've got a public involvement meeting on March 19th for the Salem sidewalk, which would connect Prince up to Tyler. And that would actually provide a continuous sidewalk pretty much all the way from Old Morrilton down to Pebble Beach, yeah. But any questions or?
I want to talk to you sometime about getting the sidewalk put on South Donahue.
We have actually looked at, you're talking about the section from Dave Ward down to Favre?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But where's that subdivision there,
Mm-hmm.
and you have people walking up to work, and crossing that bridge there at night.
Yes.
It's not a sidewalk, and I don't know why people at night walking across that bridge, dark colored clothes, but no reflections, and before you get there, you see them right there. We need to try to.
That's on our list actually, and we did a walk audit on that last year, and one of the challenges is going to be the bridge. We'll have
I saw that. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And that's that's going to be a large expense on that one. But that's other than that, I think there's some other It's pretty
I think
straightforward
the
except for
cost
that
part comes
bridge.
with Bridge is
Mhm.
don't access across there. And a lot of people will walk up that street at night and bad, man. That
I
sidewalk up so far, but right in that area there, you don't have any sidewalk. Not a solution, but something might help for a little bit is to put a light on the bridge or close to the bridge where we can see people walking across the bridge.
we can absolutely look at some additional lighting there.
Because like I said, I don't know why they don't put no, wearing no light colored clothes, but when you see them, they're
Oh, I
right
see
there
that
on
all the
bridge.
time. People like to walk in the dark in black clothes. I see it all the time. Well, thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kurt.
Spencer Kirk took 3 minutes of your time.
All right. Now, I brought a handout. Lisa said I could do a PowerPoint, but I know me and plug in. Better if I go.
Young drone.
Extra. That extra.
So really the most exciting thing that I want to touch on is the new Public Works building, 695 Enterprise. Back in May, I believe it was May of last year, Felicia and Shawana took me over there and we looked at it and they had their doubts. I did not. I could see the vision from as soon as I walked in the door. And we've turned that place into a really fantastic office and shop workspace. And the credit for that goes to my team. When you hire out at the city to be a groundskeeper, you don't think you might be finishing drywall, hanging it, framing things, putting in drop ceiling, cutting baseboard, all the trim, installing doors, those types of things are kind of out of the purview of what you'd expect to do as a groundskeeper, but they really rose to the challenge. We always look for skill building things, and we found a bunch of them in this project. And it's been an absolute treat to work with these guys, shoulder to shoulder, getting this building up to where we could move into it just 1st of February. And it's been incredible improvement in many ways. One of those ways is just space. We've got more space than we had before, more usable space. We can keep our trailers, trucks locked up, secured. That's fantastic. We built a lobby into it, so when citizens or anybody wants to come see us, there is a little bit of a divider to protect Lily if she's there either by herself or not. But just we've got a sliding receptionist window we never had before. I don't know if you'd ever been over to our other location, but when you walked in, you were just standing at Lily's desk. That was something we always wanted to fix there and never really could figure out the best way to do it. And Bart had the best ideas to move us over there and give us more space to work with. So very, very pleased to be in this new location. With this new move, there's actually been a little bit of turnover. That's caused some promotions, and I've got two gentlemen I want to mention, Dustin Smith and Dylan Mattingly, that are doing an outstanding job. They have both taken on some major projects and knocked them out. Dylan is in charge of our inventory, and that is going to help keep costs low for the other city departments that depend on that inventory, and he's doing a fantastic job with that. As far as our spring and summer projects, we don't really have new roundabouts going in, new things that are happening. Ours is kind of the routine maintenance of the city. What I always tell my folks is that it's good when nobody notices, because when you notice, it's because something froze and broke, or it's because something didn't get done, or those types of maintenance issues are really noticed when the maintenance is either deferred or neglected. We've got 110 backflows that we have to start testing and repair. We're going to start doing that at the end of this month. That takes quite a bit of time. I have increased my backflow certified employees from 1 to 3, and that shaves that down quite a bit so that we can get on other duties. That's been that type of education has been huge for us. We have new mowing guides that we've started. Starting tomorrow, I've got my 4th and final groundskeeper that I've hired that will be new. I've got, of all my 4 groundskeepers, 1 started on Monday. I had 1 start January and 1 start in February. So they're going to go into the mowing season with no idea about the 100+ locations that we mow. And it's a lot to teach 4 people those spots. So we have developed we use Google Maps, street photos, that type of thing, to develop kind of a reference guide of everywhere that we mow, including what we call tidbits. On the tidbits list is that bridge that you were talking about, Mr. Jones. So even though we can't widen anything or put lights out, if there's grass that grows over that blocks line of sight for a pedestrian, we've made note of things like that, and we do our best to keep them cut back, poisoned, or whatever the best approach to handling that is.
That's a big help, man.
So we've also expanded into, with the help of Tyler Winningham, we've expanded into more of a bulk buy items list for items that are commonplace in the city, whether it be light bulbs, flush kits, toilet seats, backflow parts pieces, things like that. Before, we would always buy those as needed, and then we would have it billed back to the department that it went to. That didn't make a lot of sense for a long time. What we've done now is there's enough consistency throughout the city through a few years of trying to make this happen that now we can buy things in bulk, buy them by the case, and that price per part will be passed to the department that it goes to at a reduced cost. And so that's going to help, for years to come as we build that and expand it. So that's kind of the physical plant side of things. And if you see on the handout, we got a few pictures of the guys that work there. Bottom left picture is a finished kitchen. Moving on to code enforcement. We've continued citizen-driven enforcement. That's worked wonders. We've had a lot of success with that. What the focus of that will be when we get a complaint, we interact with the complainant, and it provides us to have positive contact with people. In the past, we'd get a complaint, we'd go address it, we'd write it up if it needed, whatever. Now, the focus is on calling the person that complained, developing a relationship, telling them how the process works so they understand the time frame that things may take to get to compliance. Or we might say, hey, we went up there and we looked at it, we're not seeing what you're seeing. Please help us. If there's something that we can do, we'll look into it. But if there's not, or it doesn't reach our threshold it does not match with what we would have written up had we seen it, then we need to just say, keep us posted on this. We'll keep an eye on it. But right now, it's nothing that we want to interact with the citizen about. It's not reached that level. A&P has been doing really good. In fact, last week for about 6 days, we had 0 delinquencies, and I enjoyed that. And right now, it's low. I don't think it's under 10. It's very low, and we've really, I think 5. I think that's what it is. And Kim Beard and Michael Davis have really done a good job of keeping that low. Thank you. I appreciate hearing that. They keep their thumb on it and hit it hard. Conway Animal Services. In fact, I'm here tonight to talk about the last of the checks that we're going to get for one of the grants that we received. The Public Art Advisory Committee and Maddie, who was the artist, painted a beautiful mural in our lobby. If you've not seen it online, I recommend that you come out there and take a look. It just, when you walk in, it just kind of brings a lot of joy. It's a fun piece, dogs, cats, a couch, whole 9 yards. Very, very nice mural. And I do want to thank Felicia for that. That's something that I'd ask if it was even possible to make happen. And really, before I knew it, we were narrowing down options and paint was going up. So that moved pretty quick, and that was fantastic. Our layout in the kennels has improved. We have relocated the quarantine area to make it not, it was a little bit in a public path before, and I never really liked when somebody'd come in to adopt a dog and all they see was quarantine, don't touch, red signs. It's what it was, and it was no knock to whoever laid it out that way. I feel like having those animals, because they're not all vicious, it's not all bite cases. A lot of times it's surgeries and they're just healing and they need kind of a little bit more privacy. They've been relocated to another end of the kennels with calming curtains. So it's kind of a visual barrier, but it's it doesn't become as attractive to kids that come through there to possibly try to interact with animals that, again, not that they're all vicious or anything like that, but they may have had a surgery and need to heal and not be excited. We have a new play yard that has increased our enrichment. This is a number that David Mitchell got me, and it's one of those numbers that kind of you hear it and you go, is that right? But it's 500% increased enrichment per dog. And since we have a second play yard and a third kennel tech, that really has changed. And I bet that number is absolutely spot on, because instead of the dogs going out maybe once a day, they can go out twice a day. They can go out 7 days a week now because the additional kennel tech has allowed enough staff to allow this enrichment to happen 7 days a week. We've been doing a 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. every Sunday community walk. That's been incredibly successful. I think one Sunday there were around 30 people that came out to walk dogs, which is a lot of engagement. And that's been nice. And that also, again, helps the dogs become and stay more social. I've got 2 minutes, so bear with me. All right. So Andy, if I start getting over, just kind of like, give me a high sign. But so recent training, Amber Profi is one of our new kennel techs. She went to Tennessee for a Dogs Play for Life mentorship program where she excelled, as we knew she would. She's brought a lot of that information she learned back to teach that to our other kennel techs, which helps with different things to avoid kennel frustration, to help make these animals more adoptable. She was even given a scholarship to participate in the Mentor 2 program that is going to start in the next day or so. It was a little short for us, so we're not able to take advantage of that. But later in the year, when they reoffer it, we plan on sending her to that. She's a tremendous asset. Our current projects and initiative, we're creating heat maps to identify stray hotspots, whether that be cats, that's going to help with our TNR program, which is what that grant money is targeting towards, or where stray dogs are located, because it might be a drop-off spot. I feel like we're going to, the more we can kind of learn, it might reveal itself to figure out how to best enforce and patrol in these areas. The pet food pantry, we've had incredible luck with food donations over last year and even this year. Today, Honda World of Conway actually donated 3,216 pounds of dog food, which is a bunch. Yes, it's a bunch of dog food. So when these bags do expire, if we're in a position where we have things that are kind of short shelf life, what we've been doing is we bag them up in gallon-sized bags. We put a sticker on it that says Conway Animal Services. You need more help, let us know, with contact information. And we take them to a variety of different food banks, because as the economy is what it is, people still have pets, they need to feed them, and we want to provide that service where we can. It's not something that we're able to do every single week, but we're doing it regular, and we have always leave it open that if somebody is in a desperate situation and they need food, we can supply that so that they can concentrate their funds elsewhere.
It's a great idea,
So-
Spencer. I like that.
The adoption events,
Yeah.
the adoption events have kicked up. We do usually about 3 a month, and that helps keep that door rolling out with our animals. The lobby remodel, which is really more of a facelift, and the adoption trailer renovation, we applied for that one grant to do that. We haven't really heard back, but it's not really a no news is good news. It's more of a no news is it probably got awarded somewhere else. So we're kind of starting to plan to give a little facelift to our adoption trailer. It looks kind of rough. It's all sun faded. It's 15 years old, and we need to give that a little bit of a supercharge so that when people see it, it's identified with cleanliness and happiness and safe animals and that kind of thing. Right now, it looks a little bit worse for the wear. Some key stats, and this is all I'm gonna leave you with. Our live outcome rate year to date is 96%, which is incredible. Our social media year to date is 1.8 million views on our videos and 38,900 interactions with, I guess, account holders from Facebook. Our return to owners is 37%, which means that as we go out for a stray call, we identify who it is, and 37% of those animals are reunited with their home where they came from, whether that be through a caller, hopefully, Chip, hopefully, someone calls. We always put it on Facebook so that kind of an all call, and that's been, our RTOs have been really incredible. Foster animals, we got 55 currently in foster homes, and our owner surrenders are 19, which is down from 33 year to date, and that's a result of our deferred intake program, which essentially makes the person trying to surrender their animal. We give them all the aid, information, support they may need to try to find a home for it in 30 days. After 30 days, if they're unable to and they've done these steps, then it can come into our shelter as part of our program. So we find that when people try to find a home without just bringing it to us, most times they're successful. So that's been a really good service that's kept our kennels open for other animals that may need us. I had 2 minutes. I had 15, I started.
That's close.
All right, so do y'all have any questions?
You and your folks are doing a tremendous job, Spencer. And y'all do know that now that we've got a gator in Tucker Creek, we're changing his name to Troy, and he's gonna start learning to speak Cajun.
Do we have a picture of this gator yet?
No picture of it. Yeah. Well, I understand it's,
Did you see him? No.
Are
Well,
we for real about this?
when the mayor called me about it, he said it's just 4 foot long. And I said, half that's mouth. So I'm not real excited about jumping in there with it, but
What part of Tucker Creek are you talking about the alligators in?
I got a pin I'll send you. I'll drop you this pin so you can stay away from it. But the Game and Fish representative.
No worries about me getting close to it.
Yeah, no, I'm saying thing. Yeah. Well, I was teasing the other day. I said, we've got a gator suit, but the only person that fits is Kim Beard. So, she might be our gator getter. But we did meet with a representative of the Game and Fish Commission. Apparently they contracted out. It's kind of odd. I'm not exactly sure what their process is, but the permit to trap was approved. And once they can identify a territory, they're going to get the trap plan set. So it's a little bit of a process, but they said it's also a possibility that we'll never see it because it'll move on. It'll find a better hunting grounds. But I do want to say to anybody that's listening, don't feed it or engage with it, because when they start getting food from humans, they start seeing humans as a source of food, which could cause interactions that we do not need on the creek.
Or could see you as a source of food.
They see me, hey, it could eat pretty good for a while.
Thank you, Spencer. Council, do y'all want to take a couple of minutes? You just want to roll in the,
I need to go get my glasses, so
go ahead,
whatever
Mr.
you.
whatever you
give
get
me
back,
2
we'll start.
minutes.
Takes a little while.
Yeah.
Is the Boy Scouts up front here? What? My bad. Ladies, welcome. We are so glad to see you girls here tonight. Thank you for being here. We always precede each council meeting with a word of prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. If you'd like to, please feel free to join us.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That sound good?
Well, y'all did great.
That sounded great.
Ladies, that's the best Pledge of Allegiance we've ever had in here. Good job. Now I call this meeting to order. Miss Hurd.
Mr. Hawkins?
Here.
Mr. Grimes? Here. Ms. Mel?
Here.
Mr. Hawks?
Here.
Mr. Jones?
Here.
Ms. Isby?
Here.
Should have received copies of the February 2024 City Council meeting minutes. Any corrections, changes, or comments?
Make a motion for approval as submitted. Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the minutes as submitted. No further discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes 6-0. Well, we have a very special group tonight of young women, the Girl Scout Troop 6452 and 6453, and we have a proclamation. Ladies, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for leading us in our Pledge of Allegiance. Let me read this, and then I'd like for you to come on up with your sponsors and get a picture with all the city council. Okay. I did bring cookies for everybody, right?
That's what I was looking for.
Listen. I have to buy new clothes every year after the cookies come out. They're great cookies. All right. Proclamation by Mayor Bart Castleberry, Girl Scout Week 2026 Awareness Month. Whereas Girl Scout Week 2026 will be celebrated from Sunday, March 8th through Saturday, March 14th, 2026, and includes National Girl Scout Day on March 12th, commemorating the founding of the Girl Scouts of the USA in 1912. And whereas Girl Scouts in Conway, supported by the Faulkner Girl Scout service units, participate in year-round programs that build leadership, civic responsibilities, and life skills for girls of all ages. And whereas the local Girl Scout service units host fall and spring camps that provide girls with hands-on experience in outdoor education, teamwork, and leadership. And whereas Girl Scouts in Conway actively engage in service projects that strengthen the community, including organized neighborhood and park cleanups, thank you, through the 6-7 Challenge, supporting literacy through a community book drive, caring for historic spaces through a cleanup day at Oak Grove Cemetery, again, thank you, learning local history through visits to the Pine Street Community Museum and the Faulkner County Museum. And whereas the local Girl Scout troops participate annually in the Girl Scout Cookie Program, which teaches essential life skills including goal setting, decision-making, money management, people skills, and business ethics, and provides girls with practical experience in entrepreneurship and financial literacy. And whereas Girl Scouts in Conway also learn about civic responsibility through democracy badges, which helps girls understand government, leadership, and the importance of participating as informed and engaged citizens. Ladies, always be that. And whereas opportunities for girls to observe and participate in local government help foster an understanding of democracy and encourage lifelong civic involvement. Now, therefore, I, Bart Castleberry, acting under the authority invested in me as mayor of Conway, Arkansas, do hereby proclaim March 8th through 14th, 2026 as National Girl Scout Week. Ladies, good for you. Y'all come on up here. I know some of your sponsors. You've got some great sponsors here.
Downtown,
Did you write that
downtown now,
right?
you back in sports.
We start baseball again and volleyball. So we're gonna
And start baseball.
Baseball.
I expect to see y'all, some of you filling these seats and the mayor's seats in the coming years. Karen.
It's grandma.
Well, I'll go ahead and say it, Terry. Our next visitor's not as much fun as the girls. Terry Fiddler's going to come up and talk to us about a great project he has brought to Conway, Arkansas. It has been very successful. It has helped a tremendous amount of people. The Arkansas Mission of Mercy, which will be April 10th and 11th at the Conway Expo Center. Dr. Fiddler, you're really just as much fun.
Sure. Well, he only gave one.
I assume you can hear me.
People at home probably can't hear you.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. Great article in 501 by Donna Lampkin Stevens about, it's, everything says 28,000 patients, $23 million in free dentistry. This will be our 20th year, our 13th year here in Conway. And according to the people that do the studies for us, this will be $3.4 million we have spent in Conway while we've been here doing this. And so it's a great atmosphere. I always say it's organized chaos, but we're up to about 700 volunteers have signed up so far. We usually have about 900. A few of y'all here on the council have been worked with us for years and years. Made me think of when you said a while ago, looking at all these young ladies in here. I've been clean for a year, and then I see all of my connection out here with the Girl Scout cookies. You know, and so yeah, I was doing so well, and now I got to go back. We will have approximately, like I said, this is our 20th year. We will have approximately 16 to 1,700 patients. That's what we're looking for. This time last year, I always give you numbers because I think it talks about where we are. But last year at 2:30 in the morning, I started walking the line, and we started seeing patients at 2:45 in the morning. And I counted 771 patients in the line at 2:30 in the morning. 771. And we gave away last year about little over $1.3 million in free dentistry. And a lot of dentists, a lot of hygienists, a lot of dental assistants. And we can always use more and more. Our biggest thing was always in Jonesboro because it's sort of an area that doesn't have what we have in Central Arkansas. Medicaid cuts, Medicare changes, puts a lot more people in the dental chairs. So anyway, I always like to come and tell y'all because it's without you, without the people that works here in Conway, all the catering, all of the Pafford that helps us, the police that help us, it's an impossible thing to do. And so something we look very forward to. I was talking about when he had hair and mine was black. Yeah, and we worked out together and had a few muscles back in that day. But anyway, we look around and see the people that was needful 20 years ago, and you just got more of them. You just have more of them. So thank you for your time, and appreciate it. And we would love for you to, if nothing else, just to come out there. It's April the 10th and the 11th. And we set up on April the 8th and the 9th. And we would love to just to come in and see it. We always tell people in line, I was one of them. I was one that couldn't afford to get, I couldn't afford to go to the dentist. And I know what it is to lose teeth early. I know what it is to I can empathize, besides sympathize with those folks. And it's always a pleasure to give them treatment. We've got about 6 this year. We got 6 pedodontists that are going to be here this year. So we're hoping to see a lot more children. That is I guess the most satisfying thing for me, yet the most depressing, because how few children show up in the population. And we advertise in the schools, we advertise in Little Rock, the newspaper and everything, and we try to get, now we did see 242 kids last year. That sounds like a lot of kids, but when you need to see about 600, it really not. Thank you again for your time. Thank you for helping us here. We appreciate you so much. Any questions that I can
I
ask?
just got a comment. We really appreciate what you do, and when you're talking about the kids, I understand, and I'm not tooting my horn or anything when I say this. When I coached PB League football, I used to say the kids can't drive themselves to practice. The same thing about coming to your venue. The parents need to step up and bring the kids out there and help these kids when they got a chance. And maybe they will see it more urgent now and get out there and get the kids out there. And thank you, man, for your help, man.
Well, you and I have been there.
Yeah.
And so, the deal is that if you got a child that's hurting, they don't sleep. They don't sleep, they don't eat, they don't perform well in school. I mean, this is not brain scientists, or surgery or whatever it is, but it's just a fact. If we can take care of these kids, we can give them a better chance in life. And so, thank y'all so much for your time.
Dr. Fiddler, I
Thank
want
you.
to piggyback off Phil. Thank you for bringing this to Conway. Thank you for your passion and your dedication to this. This is a tremendous thing that you've done. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, first up on the agenda, we have a public hearing to discuss closing a portion of Bruce Street between Ferris and Western. As you know, this request is being brought by UCA, University of Central Arkansas. I will open this public hearing. I know that Ms. Whitehead from President Davis's office here tonight. If there's any questions for her, she'll have them. I will open the floor to anyone who wants to speak for or against it this time. This public meeting is open. Gonna be easy.
Yeah.
No questions for Ms. Whitehead, and I see no one wanting to speak for or against. I will declare this public meeting closed. All right, first up, we have community development. Mr. Hawkins, you're up, sir. And I did miss you at the last meeting because I had to do your part and I stumbled all night long.
Come on now.
I did.
Now, don't tell me. Make me think I'm something.
I'm just glad you're back.
When we all know. First item on this portion of the agenda is consideration to approve waiving all 3 readings for the ordinances on tonight's city council agenda, and that would be 3 of those, and I would take a motion to this effect.
So moved. Second?
Have a motion and a second to approve waiving all 3 meetings for the March 10th, 2026 city council agenda. Any further comments? Ms. Hurd.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Passes 6-0. Mr. Hawkins.
Next item, Mr. Mayor, is an ordinance to approve closing a portion of Bruce Street between Ferris Street and Western Avenue for the University of Central Arkansas. This is the public hearing that we just didn't hear about just a few moments ago. And we have an ordinance to be read for this item. It's ordinance 02612.
12.
One thing I'd like to read into the minutes, council, the proposed route for the Conway Connect project follows the Bruce Street corridor between Donaghy Avenue and Ferris Road. This route was selected early in the project before the University of Central Arkansas announced plans for the new multi-purpose sports arena in the area. The proposed facility would require the closure of a section of Bruce Street. Due to the planned location of the new arena and the anticipated construction sequencing, it is advantageous to postpone the final design and construction of the trail segment located within the footprint of the proposed facility. UCA has agreed to collaborate with the city of Conway during the development of this site plan for the arena and surrounding area to incorporate the final connection to Conway Connect Trail along the corridor into the center's overall site design. So UCA and the city has worked on that already, and everybody's good on that. Also, after a meeting with Chief Winter and with UCA, we would also like to, again, look at closing down Station 4 on Salem Road and moving that station into this new facility. So that may or may not happen, but I wanted both of those items read into the minutes.
It was talked about last time when Dr. Houston Davis was here, but what is the timeline on the street actually being closed?
Miss Amy Whitehead from Dr.
I mean, I know it's
Davis'
not
office.
tomorrow, so we'll let people know.
Hi, so the earliest it would be closed would be January 2027. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. Council, back to you.
We have a motion?
I'll make a motion for the adoption of the ordinance 02612.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the ordinance to close a portion of Bruce Street between Ferris and Western for the University of Central Arkansas. Any discussion? Ms. Hurd.
Mr. Hawkins?
Yes.
Ms. Isby? Ms.
Yes.
Mel?
Aye.
Mr. Grimes?
Aye.
Mr. Hawks?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
That passes 6-0. Mr. Hawkins.
Next item, Mr. Mayor, is an ordinance to approve the updated 2026 permit fee schedule for permits and inspections. This was held in committee at the meeting on February the 24th. I saw Cecil here. There he is. Cecil was here earlier today, and I'd just like to have him come up and tell us what he can about this. Thanks, Cecil.
Good evening, Cecil Corning, Permits and Inspection, Mayor, City Council. The building fees, both commercial and residential, will remain the same. We're requesting that they remain the same. They are calculated cents per square foot. Now, the change is the trade fee, the MEPs. We request their calculation also cents per square foot. The advantage to this is the electrician, plumber, and HVAC guy can do their own calculations without having to look at the general's calculation, which is done now on a percentage. Answer any questions that you may have, but only the easy ones, please.
And there's no changes to commercial. And the changes on trade fees make it easier for subcontractors to know what the actual cost will be. Yeah.
These fees are in line with other communities our
They
size.
are actually a calculation that they're a little bit lower, but what these fees are, they match the ratio now of the general, the 11 and 14 cents respectively, residential, commercial. The calculation is directly ratio related.
Thank you, Cecil. Any other questions?
They're still building in Conway, aren't they, Cecil?
Yes, talked to Lennar, which was Roush Coleman.
Mhm.
They've got a project that one of the supervisors told me that would be as soon as April. And we're kind of looking forward to that to get busy again.
This is ordinance 02613. I'll take a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the ordinance to update the permit fees. Any further discussion? It's heard.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Mill?
Aye.
Mr. Grimes?
Aye.
Ms. Isby?
Yes.
Mr. Hawks?
Yes.
Mr. Hawkins?
Yes.
That passes 6-0. Thank you, Cecil. Mr. Hawkins.
Final item here, Mr. Mayor, is consideration to remove a vehicle from the inventory for the city attorney's office. This is a 2009. I don't remember what, maybe a Ford
Escape.
possibly?
Ford Escape.
Ford Escape. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It must be done.
We got another year and a half out of her.
That we should have.
Yeah, the city attorney's office took it from another department that was getting ready to put it up for auction. And we got another year and a half service to the citizens of Conway.
Thank you very much.
Make a motion for the removal or dispose of the asset. Second.
I have a motion and a second to remove this asset from the city inventory. Any further discussion? It's heard.
Mr. Grimes?
Aye.
Mr. Hawkins?
Yes.
Mr. Hawks?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Mill?
Aye.
Ms. Isby?
Yes.
That passes 6-0. Thank you, Mr. Hawkins.
Yes, sir. Thank
Our
you.
last item is the Public Service Committee. We have an ordinance accepting and appropriating grant funding from the Best Friend Animal Society for the Conway Animal Services. Come on up, Troy.
John Maddox already warned about workplace injuries to gator bites. They take it real serious, so. You got a lot of faith in me if you think I can get up there and get that thing.
They don't turn loose till it thunders. I always heard as a kid.
This is $5,000 is the last draw on the grant money of $20,000 from the Best Friends Animal Society. And this is what has helped establish our TNVR program, and it has been wonderful. I wish we had a lot more of these checks coming in, but I was thankful to get the 20 we got. So this is, y'all vote for us to appropriate this funds into the grant revenues account and then put it into our miscellaneous supplies account so we can start using it.
Make a motion for the adoption of the ordinance 02614. Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve this ordinance. Any further discussion? Conway Animal Services? It's heard.
Mr. Hawks?
Yes.
Mr. Grimes?
Aye.
Mr. Hawkins?
Yes.
Ms. Isby?
Yes.
Ms. Mill?
Aye.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
That passes 6-0. Spencer, keep it up out there. You guys are doing great.
Got it. We will. Thank
Well,
you.
council, that's all I have tonight. With that, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
We are adjourned.